Al is going to take a closer look at the lid and try to figure out if it's some sort of puzzle. So if I need to roll a skill on that.
Sure. What do you think fits with that? What's
Game.
I mean, if it's a knowledge
It's a
of...
puzzle. Or
Oh, okay. I got an 8, yeah.
8? You're not sure. Not with an 8. You're not sure.
You got courage, I think.
I shake it.
So, go ahead.
I shake it.
You shake it. It definitely sounds like there's stuff in there. Definitely feels like there's stuff in there.
He pops out of the... He peeks his head out of the door, like, through the wall to see, like, what's out there.
Yeah, you peek out, and yeah, you can pass through the vault door, and you see that it is a like chasm full of like mining cart tracks, you know, just like in the movie. And there's like other vaults and other like winding tracks, and right now there's nobody else on the other side.
So then, since he can get in and out, he's gonna try to examine the door to see if there's any sort of way he'd be able to open the door so that he can at least bring it with him.
Well, just like in the movie, there does seem to be a key hole. Like, you have to have a key in order to unlock this vault. But you don't physically have the key.
I am out of character. I'm at a loss.
All right. So meanwhile, what's happening is the rest of the group realizes what's going on, and Finn looks very upset, and he's like trying to shake Al. Al, wake up! Wake up! Something's gone wrong.
I'm gonna check for pulse.
He's fine. He's fine. And Toby says, maybe some sort of magical mishap happened when he tried to come back. He might be stuck in the vault or something.
Okay, out of character. Guys, what the fuck do we do? Does anyone have any ideas?
I'm getting to that.
Okay.
Shit. Maybe. Shit. I'm gonna look at Luke and try and tell him with my eyes that you got a hoop that lets you talk to Albion.
Right, you do have a hoop that lets you talk.
Does it work to the astral projections?
Maybe.
You never tried. You never tried.
Roxana's gonna point to your wand and like tap on her head.
It's a hoop that lets you talk to virtually anyone you want.
Oh, well then, yeah, Luke would do that and try to speak to Al.
Roll a use magic item. You can roll twice and get the better of the two rolls.
That's
Remember,
right.
you're lucky for the next
lucky
hour.
for a while.
Not lucky enough, but...
14.
Nice. You'll use your magic hoop, and you will feel like you have some sort of connection with your Uncle Albion. What do you say?
Al, what's going on? Are you okay?
Oh, Luke, I'm okay, but I feel so disconnected from you guys. How are you talking to me?
I'm using Rox's hoop. She said that it would probably be better if I used her hoop to talk to you. She gave me her hoop, all right? Rox gave me her hoop.
I'm in trouble.
All right, so I can escape myself, but I can't bring the item back with me right now. I don't know how to do that. Do you have any ideas?
I can disguise myself as a goblin and try to sneak in, or I can mind control the goblin into letting me go in.
Yeah, those both sound like options, but what am I supposed to do in the meantime? Should I just make my way back to you guys? What if they see me? I don't know what they can do to me in this form.
No, yeah, definitely come back to your body, leave the box. Or did you say it was a box? Leave the thing, and we'll talk about how else we could get it when you get back.
Out of character, I don't think Al can just like come back. He'd have to like, as an astral projection, make his way back.
Correct. You have, because of your magical mishap, you have to,
Luke, I tried to come back. It feels really different this time. Like I said, I'm disconnected. I can move around, but I don't even know. Gringotts is like a maze.
Just, like, I will say something.
Luke goes, or Albion goes into the next vault. What does he find? Or attempts to go in. with his astrally projected body.
All right. Honestly, you go into the next vault, and you probably see a pile of coins, wealth, money, in there.
Okay, so he's just kind of looking around, like, to see if anything catches his eye that he could somehow use to
Just walk
magic.
straight ahead.
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't think so. Yeah.
All right.
Leia's gonna say, well, Luke's idea sounds risky, because I believe that Gringotts has a lot of security against things like mind control and Imperius. But at the same time, he's the luckiest one in the group.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can do it. It's gonna the liquid luck will probably be on our side.
How good are you at lying, Luke? Like, actually?
I'm not particularly well at it.
All right.
We
well,
could always
while
do
you
the
work on
goblin
that,
plan.
Can you
What was
relay?
that?
He says, "Well, while you guys figure that out, relay this information to Toby, and Al's gonna give them the information of like what the order was, if that's significant, or like tell him to tell Toby so Toby can start working on like an idea to open it."
Okay.
Or Naila, yes, or would it be Naila? Yeah.
Toby asks, so you have some sort of a tube thing, scroll case, you say?
Yeah, and the cover has the zodiac signs on it. That's why I figured this is what we're after, but I can't get it open.
But wait, Layla says, hold on. The bracelet has zodiac symbols in it too, but not in the right order.
Yeah, you can put the bracelet
Maybe he
probably
can
on.
but maybe he can move it and put the zodiac sign in order.
But right now the bracelet is on Al's body, correct? Does he
Yeah.
have like a astrally projected bracelet on him?
No.
Okay.
But Nyla says, we can tell you what the order is.
He says, okay. And does it, he like starts to try to spin it, like, or move anything. Does it like move at all?
It doesn't spin.
Maybe you can say the order? I don't know. What the fuck are we supposed to do? Okay.
All right.
Maybe I have to
Oh.
touch them in order.
I have an idea. All right, I have one more idea. All right, when you use a hoop, does it shut off the hoop? If somebody else uses the hoop, does it shut off the hoop's ability towards you?
Oh, when somebody else was
Yes,
using
yes,
the
yes.
ability?
Yeah.
It does, I think. It
Okay.
does, yes.
Let's take Al's hoop off his wand, use it. It should shut off the astral projection, bring him back to his body, and then wake him up and just try again. I don't know.
But he's already in there. If he's already in there, and if we can figure out he can open the thing while he's in there, that might be helpful.
Yeah,
Okay.
Toby, you're gonna probably have to use the hoop to talk to him through his mind because 100% you're probably gonna figure it out better than us. I know it probably has something to do with the bracelet and arranging to like connect something, but I can't figure it out without seeing it.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll try the hoop to contact Albion.
All right, I'll give it to him.
I'm just waiting to get attacked in the middle of the street because we have like the signal of like 4 or 5 hoops, and Greyback is just like, yeah, they're all of them. Let's go.
So Albion, I got a question. What are you trying to do now? He asks through the hoop.
All right, so out of character. So are they like in a circle on the top of the lid?
They're in a circle.
All right, so he's gonna say, so I see the zodiac signs and they're in a circle. He says, what do I notice? Like, how are they on there? Like, are they like engraved? Are they etched?
They're engraved. Yes.
He says it looks like they're engraved. I don't know if it was some sort of magical engraving. He says, but the lid doesn't spin. He tries like touching the runes or the engravings to see if anything happens.
Oh, you're telling him that you're doing that?
Yeah. Well, yeah. He's touching them, and he would report to Toby.
Nothing's happening.
He says I touch
Nothing's
them and
happening.
nothing happens. They don't light up.
Well, so Toby's like regurgitating everything that Albion is saying, and then Naila says, well, if it's probably not a mechanical combination, it's probably a magical combination.
You can try and say it.
Tell him to try to activate it somehow. Out of character, use magic item.
Yeah.
Come on, Al. You got this. Don't crit fail again.
Don't crit fail, Al.
Oh, 21.
21.
There we go. Killed it
All
out.
right.
Good number.
You try to activate this device, and then when you try to activate the magical device, the different symbols start to glow. And you feel like somehow you need to manipulate the symbols, not with your finger, but with your wand, with a wand. But you don't have your wand with you.
He gets excited. He goes, "Oh, Toby, something's happening. They're glowing. They're glowing, and I think it might need magic though, Toby. And I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it."
Okay. They turn to Luke. So, how lucky are you feeling, Luke? Naila asks.
I'm feeling pretty darn lucky.
Okay, can I give... Is it possible to, like, give him some sort of bonus if I give him pointers? Like, okay, here's how you act, Luke. We're gonna have a quick acting lesson here.
You can if you'd like, but he has 30 minutes left of liquid luck.
But-
I don't have enough time.
30 minutes.
Like, okay, look, just relax, get in character. Like, you have to become the being, okay? This is how you act, this is how you lie. That's how I survived being a spy. You got this, okay?
All right.
Look at
I'll
me.
do my best. I'm looking.
You got this. I trust you. Come on.
All right, I can do this. And I'm gonna try to change into a goblin.
Right, use magic item to get advantage. Isn't this nice?
This is really
It
nice.
isn't. We're in the middle of a
Alright,
high.
you get a 20. You will transform into probably one of the goblins that you saw at the in Green, like probably one of the goblins that you saw. And as luck would have it, it's a goblin that stepped out for lunch just now.
Heck yeah, go
Hell
beat him
yeah.
up. I'm just kidding. All right, so as he steps out, I was like, all right, guys, I'm gonna do this. Don't worry, I got this.
Oh, and one more thing, Ayika says, to make it completely convincing, do you still have that special powder I gave you for Christmas? He says, turning to Roxana.
I do.
That might make his disguise even more convincing.
She'll hand it to him and give him the instructions and say, "You could just take this powder. It'll change your voice and make it sound all
Okay.
like gravelly and goblin-y."
All right, I can do that, and I'll do it.
You'll do it, and you give it a bit of a puff because it's almost like what are those things called?
Like a vape.
You know, it's not the vape. It's like a vape,
Uh-huh.
and you give it a puff, and it tastes like you're puffing pixie sticks almost. It's kind of sweet, and then Aika will say, "Go ahead and try it." And when you speak, you sound exactly like a goblin.
Hey, how's it going?
Yes. Oh my god.
All right, brother. Good luck, but I already know you have it.
Yeah, I got a lot of luck. All right, I'm gonna go do my best here, guys.
All right, so you're gonna walk back into the building.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna walk in, and I'm gonna go to the one that we talked to who has the books.
Yes, next. Can I help you?
Oh, hey, I'm here just checking on. I'm one of the goblins that work here. I saw those people back there that was trying to get into not Asmeralda. Tressa.
Teresa.
They're trying to get into Teresa's vault, and I'm partial security here. I'm gonna make sure nobody's in there doing any funny business. Can you give me the vault number, please?
Oh, Darius. Good to see you. I thought you just went for lunch. Didn't you say you went to go out for lunch?
Oh yeah, I was gonna go eat, but then I'm such a great worker, that I'm not gonna let these people sneak in and steal anything. That hurts my throat, guys.
You don't have to speak. You can just speak normal and just say that you're talking in his voice.
Yeah, it's-
Roll a deception, but get advantage. You get advantage in your deception.
It's much more fun to talk like when you have to start rolling stuff you're not good at. That's when this game becomes hard.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So then you say, he'll pause for a moment, and then he'll say, "Okay, Darius." He says, "Follow me," and he'll get off his desk and he'll walk over, and you follow him, and he's gonna go over to another room. He'll open up some sort of like chest or chamber, and then you'll see all of these keys of different shapes and sizes. Some are gnarled, some are elegant, some are different metals. It's beautiful. And he goes over and picks out one key, and then the key has the label of what vault it is, and he hands it over to you.
All right, thank you, pal. Yeah, I'll be right back. Don't worry.
He will nod, and he will go back to his post.
And Luke looks for that vault.
You go over, yeah. So I think you'll be able to like clearly use the tag to know where the vault is. However, you're gonna have to use a operate vehicle.
Right.
So what bonus would that have been? We can just use the rolls you have.
3. It'd be 3. So what's that? 10.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it'll take some time, but I think you will eventually get to the vault. So by this point, you'll have 15 minutes left of your liquid luck. And I think that when you arrive there, Toby is gonna tell you from his hoop. So Luke, did you make it?
Yeah, I'm like right here, pal.
Oh, okay, good. So yeah. Now that you're there, see if you can open the vault.
All right, and I was gonna put the key in.
You'll put the key in. You turn it, and then the wall itself starts to like move around, similar to the wall in Diagon Alley, how the bricks like rearrange themselves, and then it begins to open up, and Albion, you'll be able to see the vault open up, and there will be a goblin, but you'll hear Toby's voice say, "Oh, Albion, the door should be opening soon, hopefully." And then you'll see a goblin, but it's actually Luke.
Hey, Uncle Al, where you at?
You'll see him, and Albion is holding the tube.
Oh, I see him.
It's
Oh,
yeah.
Good.
It's good to see you. And he'll take the tube over and say, "Look, it's glowing. I think it's gonna require you to open it."
Oh, yeah, I'll do my best. And I'll start wand stuffing it.
Roll a use magic device. Roll twice.
Yes, guys.
You got this, Luke.
This liquid luck is amazing, guys. You guys should get yourself some.
Yeah, it didn't go to waste. Use it at a good time.
No, yeah, we definitely need it. Just wish it would have brought back.
We still got layers.
All right. So you notice that when you wave your wand, if you touch the wand into a dot, it'll actually it'll glow. So which one do you touch first, I guess?
He will remember that the bracelet has it in a different order, and he'll be like, "Hey, yo, Toby, what's the first one I should touch here?"
He says Aquarius.
Touches Aquarius first.
It starts to glow. Then what do you do?
I think that's working. What's the next one?
Sagittarius.
Does that.
He does that, and there seems to be a line that's connecting from the Aquarius circle to the Sagittarius circle.
Ooh. And he'll just do that till all 12 are done.
You'll do it until all of it, and so it's like connecting all the dots together. And when you get to the last one, the entire end of the tube shines. And out of character, this is the part where I insert a flashback video of, in the end, you just want to connect the dots.
Anna Silva, connect the dots.
No.
Oh my god.
Oh my god! This is really happening.
That's insane. All these episodes later, guys.
In the end, you want to connect the dots.
We're finally connecting the dots.
And then the lid pops open, and you can smell the musty smell of parchment from inside.
Luke takes that.
It appears to be documents, very long, involved documents. You probably will take more than 15 minutes to read all of them, so you probably shouldn't read it right then and there.
Yeah.
But at the very front of the documents, it says at the very top, Zodiaugmentia. Zodiaugmentia is what it says.
Sounds like a spell, guys. I think I like this. Yeah, we should probably head back now.
Yeah. Are you gonna be able to hide those somewhere? If we need to take him with us.
He puts them in his pants. Yep, they ain't gonna never check that. Let's get out of here.
Al says, "What about me? If I'm seen, it's gonna blow your cover."
Oh yeah, you should definitely tell Toby now to activate your hoop on the other end and have you disappear.
He says, "Okay." He says, "I just hope that doesn't go poorly because this has never happened before. Like, what if I just go into nothingness?"
You could try to sneak on with me.
Kind of like that guy Sirius just went behind the black veil and that was the end of him.
Yeah.
We'll be okay. You'll be okay. I'm sure.
You'll be alright.
You're fine. Toby got a 22.
Yeah, you're
Alright.
good.
So Toby will attempt to use the hoop, which resets you, and you find yourself back in your body.
Okay, guys, Luke's on his way out.
And Luke goes to
What
leave.
he
With a
found?
distraction. It was a bunch of papers. It looked like a spell, but we didn't want to waste any time reading it because there was a lot of stuff there.
Why would my grandma have a spell? I'll have to look into it.
I don't know, but it was crazy. Like he connected them in the order that Toby said, and it popped open, and these papers fell out. It was whatever's on those papers must be really important to hide it that well.
Okay.
So, Luke, you're gonna make your way back, and you feel like you're almost home free, but you see that there's a bunch of goblins that are doing random security checks because that makes sense for a place like Gringotts. So they said, "Oh, Darius, good to see you. Sorry, we're doing some random security checks. Could you just go through there on your way out?" And you know what this is. This basically is something that's supposed to detect clamor. It's supposed to detect anamorph magi. It's supposed to detect even people that are in the Imperious Curse. It's supposed to detect all that. You do believe that if you walk through there, you're going to get detected. No matter how much luck you have, if you do walk through there.
All right. Yeah, no problem. I'll walk through there. And he starts walking towards it. And as he gets to right before it, he's going to activate his hoop and turn into the tiniest little fly.
Okay. Then roll, get an advantage on that.
Oh, thank God.
Nice! That was good. Thank Aika for that.
Liquid luck.
Thank you, Aika.
Yeah,
Liquid luck,
Thank you,
baby.
Aika. You saved our lives, Aika.
You go over and you transform into a fly.
And then I'm gonna fly somewhere where that machine isn't and fly out or whatever.
Okay, you'll turn into a fly, and the other goblin is going to say, "What the?" And he'll notice you turn into a fly, and you're gonna zip. And are you gonna just book it? Get out of there?
I'm flying as fast as my little. Wings can
You're
go.
gonna book it out of there, and you can see that the goblin goes over to sound an alarm.
Well, I'm flying.
Meanwhile, the rest of you guys are waiting, and this fly comes out. But it sounds like from the inside there seems to be a lot of activity going on in the bank. It would be a silent alarm, you guys wouldn't be hearing it, but it definitely sounds like there's some sort of things going on inside the bank. You know though that the alarm's been tripped.
Yeah, I'm
going
gonna
on?
pop out of fly form. You guys, or I don't know. You guys, we gotta get out of here right now.
Okay.
Right now, we gotta go right now. No
Let's
talking.
go. Then let's go.
Run.
Aika says, "There's a flue over there. Roxana, we should take that back to Juan's house."
All right, and as they're running, she'll start to get the powder ready.
All right. You guys will go over to another building. Unfortunately, there aren't anyone in there, and there is a fireplace there that the public can use as the Flu Network, but you can hijack it to go to Juan's house if you'd like.
Yeah, I'd do that.
All right, you guys hijacked, and everyone safely makes it back to Juan's house just as the goblin guards start to come.
Oof, we did it, guys.
And Aika says, "Whew, I think that was an excellent batch of liquid luck."
We
That was
robbed
the
the bank.
great- Liquid luck is the coolest thing ever. Can you make more of that? We should all have an endless supply of that.
That was crazy. But look, what did you find?
Oh, I found. He reaches in his pants, pulls out the documents. I think it's a spell.
Can I take a look? Naila asks.
He'll hand it to her.
Zodiaugmentia. These are memos and diagrams from Josefina Calderon herself. These must be... Like, I have no idea how old these things are, but this is way back from when, soon after Ilvermorny was founded.
What do they say?
Notes on something called the Zodiaugmentia. Originated in Babylon during the first half of the first millennium, BC, when the zodiac was first invented. These objects, and she's pointing at the diagrams, which look like the hoops, it looks like the hoops, were created by an astrologist wizard named Ophiuchus. Since the birth of the world, magical energy flows naturally around the globe in a cycle. The energy changes depending on the positioning of the Earth around the Sun. Whenever a child is born and is exposed into the outside world for the first time, they absorb some of this energy into their body like a vacuum. Depending on the time of year this energy first enters the child, it fires off different neurons in their brain that shapes their personality. Everyone is different, and some people are more susceptible to this personality-inducing phenomenon than others. This energy in its rawest form manifests itself into special magical abilities that is normally dormant within a person, but the Zodiaugmentia were created specifically to tap into these dormant powers. Wizards and witches are born with a gene that allows them to tap into the magic energy that flows around us. Zodiaugmentia were originally created for muggles, to harness magic like their wizard and witch brethren. This is why they are more potent for their non-magical beings. They must still attach the hoops to their wands as their focus, however. The hoops are directly connected to magic itself around the world. People who possess the ability to put the hoops into their wands increases their power in the following ways. One hoop gives them the ability to cast a special power that is, again, attuned to the zodiac symbol of the hoop. 2 hoops on a wand allows them to dispel tier 1 spells. 3 hoops allow them to dispel tier 2 spells. 4 hoops allows them with the power to dispel tier 3 spells, which, as far as you know, is the highest level of spells known to man. 5 hoops gives you the ability to dispel magic from a person temporarily for an hour. 6 hoops allows you to permanently transfer magic from one person to a non-magical one? Interesting. 7 hoops allows you with the power to absorb or transfer all magic from multiple beings in a room. 8 hoops lets you do the same thing in a building. 9 lets you do the same thing in a stadium. 10 lets you do the same thing in a city. 11 lets you do it in a country. 12 lets you do it in a continent. And if you have all 13, you can literally manipulate and transfer magic around the world itself.
Oh my god.
Fuck.
That explains how Greyback's been taking people's magics away. He's been...
So when... Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
But according to this, you can only transfer it from a magical person to a non-magical person.
He must have...
So that magic has to go to someone non-magical.
He must
But
have
that's
muggles
only
on
with-
his side now.
Didn't you say what the one thing with taking magic for an hour? But when Juan did that and took my magic, it's been gone for more than an hour.
Maybe it's because it was a magical mishap. Maybe that's why.
Or could it
Wait,
be that Juan's absorbed Albion's magic? You're just spitballing here.
I don't think so. I mean, to absorb magic, it's like it
It
says
takes
that when
6
it
hoops.
sits, we only had 4 or 5 at the time.
5.
This is interesting. Hold on, she says, and then she takes out her notes, the notes that she has with the Zodiac. Okay, so this is a listing of all of the abilities that the hoops apparently possess, but I think it's but I think it's the abilities that was originally intended for non-muggles or humans, which we know are more potent. So I have this list, she says, of the abilities that the hoops gives, but that's what it gives to wizards and witches. But for non-magical beings, a muggle who has the Aries birth zodiac symbol, if in possession of the Aries hoop, has the ability to literally cause things to spontaneously combust.
Like a building?
I guess. A child who is born with the Taurus zodiac symbol, who possesses the Taurus hoop, has the ability to go back up to 24 hours through time. Gemini gives you the ability to change into virtually anything of any size. Cancer gives you the ability to resurrect someone from the dead as long as they had been dead for no more than 24 hours. Leo gives you invulnerability. Virgo allows you to see into the future at will. Libra gives you flawless mind reading. Scorpio allows you to mind control multiple creatures at once. Sagittarius gives you super speed. Capricorn gives you perfect invisibility, meaning they not only can't see you, but people also can't hear you or smell you either. Aquarius allows you to manipulate water in such a way you can even manipulate water within the blood itself in a human body. Out of character blood bending.
Fuck, we're so fucked. We're so fucked because muggles in their sign.
Pisces gives you the ability to astrally project yourself into multiple places at once.
What about the ficus?
The 13th zodiac symbol. The one who has the 13th zodiac symbol wielded it. It helps you to amplify one of the hoops at a time, not all at once. It amplifies one of the hoops one at a time, as if you were a muggle yourself.
That's so bad.
As a non-magical person.
No. That's so bad. That's so bad. The Ophiuchus one was the one that was in massive in the other universe, and we know for a fact that Greyback has that one. Does that mean that?
The notes here says that the Ophiuchus symbol was so powerful that she needed to hide it somewhere that nobody would be able to get to it.
I think it's time we contact the ministry and tell everybody to pick up their wands and we all just go to town on this motherfucker, okay? That's the house full of people couldn't fight him off. Chess was there, and Chess is good at everything. We need like an army to take on this guy. That's what it's sounding like to me. I mean, it's pretty obvious he's got the 13th one. That's the one that was in.
Shoot.
But if Fenrir Greyback has all of these hoops, then why hasn't he done that? Why hasn't he just made everyone powerless?
Because he needs all of them.
He has 7 right now. No, 8.
What was 7 again? 8 if you count Ophiuchus, yeah.
Yeah, he has. If we think that he has managed to gather every single other hoop, he has 8. With 8, he can do what? A building?
In a building. Manipulated in a building.
So, he can take the magic from everyone in a building. And he can potentially turn back time 24 hours because he has the Ophiuchus and the Taurus.
Out of character, that requires a critical success from a non-magical person.
Okay.
The only reason why Michael was able to turn back time for 24 hours because he was a Taurus who was a muggle who got a critical success. So there's like 3 huge things that needs to happen in order for them to do that.
Okay, so but we don't know that. We just think you can do that.
Well, the notes tell you that. Well, yeah, you don't know about Michael, but the notes tell you that those are the things that need to line up in order to be able to do 24 hours.
If he has a ficus hoop, that means he can use the Taurus one as if he were a muggle.
But it's turned to this. It's risky because that means he can only use it one at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, like one at a time. I control blood. You're dead. One at a time. Like
Albion
but-
looks at Luke and he says, "Look, Luke, with this new information, I think it's best that we split these up. I might even need to take mine back and just have ownership of it, because right now it sounds like he can control a building if he has 8. And with each hoop he gets, it just gets bigger."
Toby has your hoop, but it sounds like they're more powerful together and not separate.
They are.
If he attacks us, it'd be better if one of us has most of them instead of separating that power.
So then we need to outsmart him.
He's stronger than us right now.
Yes, and he's
We
got.
need- We need to find a way to use the maximum power of these hoops if we want to defeat him.
I think this has gone beyond outsmarting. I think this is just time for us to bring in the big guns. Tell the ministry.
I'm gonna say that it's at this point that Albion gets a text message from his dad saying that he was able to get an appointment for you guys with Hermione Granger at the Ministry of Magic.
So Al checks his phone and goes, "Oh wait, that's right. After talking to my dad, I did find out a few things. The Minister of Magic, Hermione Granger, that she might have some more information, and Astera was actually trying to get some information from my dad as well, he'll say. But I think we need to head there next. I think Roxy's right. Maybe they have a hoop. Maybe he doesn't have all 8. It's worth a shot."
He has at least 6.
Yeah, that's right.
Are all of you going to the Ministry then of Magic?
Yep.
I don't know. I don't know, because if we are all in the building, that's one building. If he has all 8 of them, by all of us.
Maybe only one of us should go.
I think
Did we agree up we're giving all the hoops to Luke?
I'm not
Keeping
giving
them
all the
separate,
hoops to
or putting
Luke.
them together.
He's a
I'm
kid.
just
I don't want
asking.
him.
Roxy said.
I don't want Luke to have the biggest target on his back.
I also agree with that, Albion says. But we've got to agree on if we're putting them together or we're taking them apart.
I don't know.
Yes, they might all be good if the hoops are together, but if we all work together with the hoops separate, we are powerful too. And that way, if he gets at least one of us, we still have a chance. If he gets a hold of the one person that has them all, if we put them all together, the rest of us are left defenseless. And I, for one, know how that feels.
Hold on. And at this point, Naila, she notices something else on the document. There's one more thing about the Ophiuchus symbol. So, it is said that somebody who is born on December 8th at noon, they are technically of the one that is born with the Ophiuchus zodiac symbol. A non-magical person with that zodiac symbol is able to use any of the hoops, as if they were already attuned to them with that zodiac sign.
Do we know anyone that was born?
Yeah, who do we know
December
with that
8th
person?
on Zoom?
On December 8th, we do
Who?
Rodney Bettinger.
No! Yes! 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 Oh, Rob is the fucking
That is fucking hilarious.
Rodney's gonna save the world.
I think I have actually said that twice this campaign, that Rodney's gonna save the world. I've said that twice.
Oh my
I don't remember.
god.
Oh my
Rodney's
god!
gonna save the world.
You're the and just she looks at Naila. You're the Rodney.
Yes. My Rodney. He's at home right now. I don't want to suggest anything, but I'm just throwing it out there. He was born on December 8th at noon.
So,
I'm gonna say it.
out of character,
I
or
know.
out of character, before one says anything. I think our new plan is give every single hoop to Robbie around the go to town on this motherfucker.
That's definitely what we gotta do now.
Robbie's just gonna go to town on this motherfucker, so he's gonna be able to raise people from the dead. He's gonna be able to go super speed. He's gonna be able to astral project everywhere. What else do we have?
That's when
Mind
it's
read
like
people and what?
it's like when Captain Marvel comes. It's like all the portals opening up in Endgame. Like
Yeah.
Rodney has all the.
Rodney like, what the fuck, bitch?
I can't
Okay.
believe it. Chessa looks stunned. The fate of the world rests on Rodney? She says, shaking her head.
I would be so proud of him.
Yeah, Levi's excited. He's cheering in heaven right now.
Well, Levi says, doesn't Uncle Rodney always talk about the magic that he has? He's always talking about it.
I always assumed he was talking about getting high. I didn't think he really had magic.
I
If
also
this
thought
was
he was
a,
talking about
if this was a movie, it's called foreshadowing.
Okay, guys, we need to get Rodney.
Since episode 1, you've been doing episode. No,
I
session
knew what Rodney.
0.
Yeah,
Session
I said-
0. You've been
yeah.
hinting to this.
I said Rodney's plays a big role in Act 2. He's a really
Oh
big
my
role in
The
Act
God.
2.
fucking. Oh my god,
Alright,
Rodney is a
Richard.
fucking
But
superhero.
wait,
We need to go for him, like right now.
you need to
He's
tell
our
him this is
secret
way more
weapon.
important.
But we have the ministry. So are we canceling our
No.
to the ministry, or some of
One
us
of
went to the
us-
ministry?
AJ, they go, hey, Al, you should go to the ministry. You know politics stuff. The rest of us need to go give the hoops to Robbie and let this guy go to these motherfuckers.
Wait, hold on. Maybe Al shouldn't go by himself, though, just in case.
Who do you
Are
want
you
to
gonna
go
come
with,
with me,
Al?
Roxy? Isn't Emed there?
Ahmed
Oh,
is
Emed
there.
is there, so you can go with him.
Yeah, me and
If
Juan can
everybody-
take all the hoops.
And they can, yeah, I think that's probably even safer because we can protect him if something bad happens.
Yeah, I really don't think it's a good idea drawing Gray back to the ministry right now if he can take all the magic in one building. So, Luke, you got it covered, don't you? You got it. You're all good.
Yeah, I'm all good. If we're taking all the hoops to Rodney, Al, you should give your hoop to Juan, so Juan can have 2 hoops, and I'll carry 3 hoops, and that way, if anything happens, we can separate.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I like that idea.
Juan will take the hoop up.
All right. So who's going to the ministry? It's Albion and who?
Roxana.
Roxana.
Roxana. All right. Albion, Roxana, you will make your way to the ministry, to the actual office of the Minister of Magic. Right outside the office, waiting for you actually, is Imed. And next to Imed is this other older gentleman with red hair. Red hair.
My boy!
Hey, Mom! Do you know who this is? He says, pointing at him. And he says, Whoa. I mean, I know I'm famous and all, but we don't have to get all excited, the guy says.
Oh, you're the Ronald Weasley, aren't you?
Yeah, Ronald Weasley, sorry to disappoint. Just a regular, middle-aged man.
Cool. She's just like, yeah, what a cool guy. I'm Roxana. I am Ahmed's mother, and she goes to her room and puts it.
Yes, I know. He says, you were one of our biggest war heroes of this generation. Thank you again for your service, Miss Schvetz.
Her face immediately just drops. She's just like, Yes, well, we're here to see your lovely wife. This is my friend Albion Mermont.
I know who this man is. I don't think I've had the pleasure of meeting him in person, though. Albion, pleased to meet you, Ronald Weasley says he holds out his hand.
Yeah, I would shake it and then give his typical bow. The pleasure's all mine, Mr. Weasley. We were actually here to talk to your wife today.
I know. I'm actually escorting you inside. Follow me, he says.
Oh.
And you'll go inside the office, and it is super well organized, super clean, the way that you would expect it to be from Hermione Granger. In addition, you will see Hermione. She actually is a bit older. She's got a very weathered look on her face, like she's been through a lot in the last several days. Very tired, but she still remains upright. Her back is straight. She's still in a very dignified, powerful stance by her desk with her beautiful Minister of Magic robes. To her right appears to be Augustus Mermont, as well as Hunter Lionheart, and Austera is in there too. So the three of them are also there.
Oh, it's like a party in here. Hello, everybody. Hello, Mr. Marmont.
Didn't expect to see you here, Father. And Al's eye stops on Austera for a little longer than normal because, he's still processing that whole thing. Miss Granger, Mr. Lionheart, I suppose we should get down to business.
I think that would probably be the best thing, yes, Hermione says. Thank you for coming to see me. When Augustus came to speak with me, I actually, to believe it or not, intended on speaking with, at least one out of the four of you. Have a seat. I have been informed of some things that your group has been doing as of late. Investigatory work. I applaud you for that. I think that even though you all have made an immense impact on the wizarding community since the war, it's nice to know that you all are still brave enough to undergo yet another threat.
Al nods his head and he looks to Roxy too to make sure. I don't know if Hermione's specifically addressing Al since he's more of the politician, but if she is, he makes sure to us. We've done this together. Just kind of that vibe. And I don't know, maybe she was addressing both. But he'll shake his head and say, yes, it seems as though all of us in here have some things we know, and I think with a common enemy, now is the time to lay everything out and make the best action moving forward. What is it that you'd like to know?
Well, I think I should probably start by informing you of what we know. Fenrir Greyback has been a threat for the longest time. He has been missing in action, however, for the last maybe 20 years or so. He is the last of the Death Eaters from you-know-who's time that we have had yet to capture or find or determine the whereabouts of until recently. After speaking with some information from Austera, we have reason to believe that this phenomenon that's been happening around the world with wizards and witches losing their magic has been connected to Mr. Greyback somehow. Apparently, he is interested in acquiring a prophecy that was given to me many, many years ago by a man from Thailand or Taiwan. I don't remember, out of character, sorry. Thailand or Taiwan, whichever one it is out of character, she'll say it. And at the time, I didn't know what the significance of this prophecy is. But for whatever reason, this Fenrir Greyback wants it, which is why I am not inclined to give it to him. She will show you a copy of the prophecy, and you already know what the prophecy says. Do you by any chance know the significance of this prophecy and why Mr. Greyback would want it?
I was going to make sure Roxy sees it since he knows this might be the first time she's reading it. So while Roxy's reading it, he'll say, well, just at first glance, maybe it's presumptuous of me, but the 4 reaching the end of the game sure does ring a bell when it comes to my history, he says. As I'm sure you know, we were put in teams of 4 for the Zodiac Games. way back while I was still in school. But other than that, I don't know. If it refers to something else, I'm not sure.
I have a theory, Mr. Mermont, Hermione Granger says. According to some information that Astarius has given me, there's these hoops that he's looking for. I have to imagine that the reason why he needs this prophecy is because he's still missing some of the hoops, but he doesn't know who has them. My guess is that somehow he feels or believes that this prophecy is supposed to give him a clue as to who is in possession of these hoops. That's just my theory.
Al's just shaking his head. He'll say, yes, I'm aware of the hoops. And my comrades and I believe that he is currently in possession of likely a majority of said hoops.
I see. Well then, we actually need to move quickly, because unfortunately we do not have the luxury of time. The most recent contact I got from this person, again, he has yet to reveal himself to me, but again, let us assume that it is Fenrir Greyback indeed, was that he is asking for a ransom for this prophecy. I'm just going to cut to the chase. James Sirius Potter is missing, and this person claims that he has him.
Huh.
Do you by any chance have any idea where he is?
I couldn't tell you. Our nephew knows him, though. I don't know if he might know anything. He's not here right now, but it's possible.
We are at a loss. We want to find this man, if it is indeed him, and bring him to justice and get him to fix the world, if possible, back to the way it was. But I believe you have another piece of this puzzle that will help us determine this.
What piece is that, Miss Granger?
You know more about the hoops than I do. About what they do, perhaps? Their abilities? What happens when you collect all of them? I'm guessing that you might know any of that information.
Al looks to Roxy.
We are aware, and she'll relay everything that Nail had told her.
Okay.
Yeah, just for the sake of time.
While you're relaying all this information, everybody in the room seems to be in shock as they're absorbing this, including Hunter and Mr. Mermont. Austera also looks very surprised, and Ron looks worried, like crazy worried. And I think Hermione does a pretty good job of remaining fairly stoic, just absorbing all this information, just being very analytical. But then after you give her all the information, Laura sort of leans back on her chair and she wipes her brow a little bit. This is not what I expected. Not what I expected at all. Do you mention anything out of character about Rodney?
Would Albion?
I don't think so.
Roxana is, and it's going to also explain that's why the whole group isn't here, because they're going to go in, fetch him, and explain to him what the situation is. Hopefully get him his help with this. And say it's a potential way we can fight Greyback kind of thing.
Austera gets a call. She looks at it. I have to take this, sorry. And then she steps out of the room briefly, while the rest of you are trying to figure things out. Austera comes back and she puts away her phone and says, all right, I think I might have something, a lead, but we're going to have to work very quickly, especially considering the case of Mr. James Sirius Potter. Some of my spy friends have been paying me a favor, have been doing a favor for me, and they have been able to have sightings. They've managed to have sightings of Mr. Greyback within the last week, and all of the signs point to him spending a lot of time around Stonehenge. I have a feeling wherever he's hiding out, that's probably our best bet. Well, perhaps there's going to be some sort of port key or something that takes him to his actual hideout at Stonehenge, if that's the case. But we need to come up with a plan then. If he has the ability to manipulate magic in a building, how are we even going to begin to attempt to incapacitate him?
Well, fuck. You know, Albion, now would be a very good time to say I told you so.
Al lets out a sigh. He says, yeah, so, Miss Granger, I have a few questions for you. First, questions and some more information. First up, I'm sure you, Miss Schvetz, well, I guess you wouldn't call her Miss Schvetz, what Roxana and I did many years ago during the war. The spell that we used to put things to an end rather quickly. Obviously, that is one option we have. However, there are a few slight hurdles in that regard, which we can get into if you feel that is an option the Ministry would want to take. The second thing is that if I were, or if my friends and I were to know of the location of the other hoops, and out of character, I was being really careful because he wants to respect the rules of the Ministry, so he's speaking in, like, vagueness, because he knows, like, if Hermione were to ask, he would just have to, like, probably adhere to what she says. He says, but if we were to know the whereabouts of them, what would your recommended course of action be?
I have to admit, Mr. Marmont, that when I had heard that such a curse was created, I had a lot of reservations. However, given what happened since then, I have had no choice but to accept that it probably was a necessary evil that probably saved more lives than took away. So, if we must use such a tool again, begrudgingly, if there is no other alternative, then I think we must do what must be done.
If I might interject, the curse no longer exists. It would take me weeks to remake it. It's been
No longer exists? What do you mean it no longer exists? She doesn't actually know that.
Yeah.
Like, everybody, public knowledge does not know that you guys got rid of the curse. So.
I am very displeased to admit, and I will accept full responsibility for this, but I implored my friends to get rid of it, as did I. I don't remember the development, nor do I remember how to cast it properly.
That's fine, she says quickly. We didn't need the mass unforgivable curse to take out you-know-who. We don't need to rely on it this time, then.
He's a little bit more powerful than you-know-who. Have you spoken...
Al lets out a sigh. You can keep talking, but Al lets out a sigh.
I stop and I look at him. Go on, Al. Go on, Al.
Miss Granger, Roxana, unfortunately, not all of that is 100% accurate. Roxy, when you chose to have your memory erased right before you and I had a conversation, you wouldn't remember this, but I did save the memory of the spell. I don't currently know it, but I did have possession of that, he'll say. Did. And he'll say, as well, Juan de la Rivera does still know the spell, if we need to use that.
I see. Well, thank you for letting us know. I will leave it up to you then to decide if it is necessary to open that box again. We trusted you with it last time. I think the Ministry has little choice but to trust you with it again. To answer your next question, to be perfectly honest, I would probably lean on your knowledge. You seem to understand the hoops far better than anyone else. I would be very happy to hear what plan you may have, and I will pull whatever resources I can to involve whatever resources that you would need to execute said plan. If I need to contact the other ministries around the world in order to do it, so be it. This is something that affects not just us, but everyone. Both the magical community and the non-magical community.
Al shakes his head. So unfortunately, I presume then that the ministry does not have information on the location of any of the hoops.
Other than the ones we have, of course.
Austera says, I think it's probably a good assumption that he probably might have all of the other 8.
Has anybody contacted Orion, the surviving members?
I did, actually.
And?
Austera says. The agents are MIA.
Well, that's very disappointing to hear.
Very inconvenient, I would say, Austera says.
Well, there is one thing, but I don't even know how we could accomplish it, but if you can get close enough to take the hoops away from him and put it on your own wand, it nullifies the effects. But that would require you to... If we could disarm him and get to his wand, he can still use all the abilities until we take the hoops off his wand, but when we do that and put it on our own, we can reverse what he has done. Hopefully. It's worked with our hoops in the past when we have tested them.
Hunter pipes up and says, perhaps what needs to happen is you should try to come up with a plan, and us at the ministry will do what we can to support said plan. And I think Hermione will nod. Yes. As I said, I think at this point we need to lean on you to determine what is the best course of action. We have a lead, we have a feeling we know where his hideout is or how to get access to his hideout. Is it smarter for us to strike first? Probably. Especially with the life of James Sirius Potter on the line.
Take the fight to him. Somewhere secluded. If we can do that.
That's my suggestion. He's still looking for the hoops. I don't know if he'll expect someone coming to him. Who knows?
If I may, and she kind of narrows her eyes, if you haven't already, probably talk to some of the other Death Eaters in Azkaban if they're coherent enough to answer you. Any information we can get on Greyback. I know one of them, Bartholomew Chevetz, was the one that gave him the Leo hoop. I do know that. He might have information that you can use.
We can try. That's a good point. Hunter, she says, turning to Hunter, I believe you had worked with him back in the day. Maybe you could reunite like old friends? Old friends. I wouldn't call it that, Hunter says.
I'm not aware of his state of mind, but perhaps his insight could help. If you have trouble, just tell him that. And she looks at Hunter. Tell him I would really appreciate it if he could give us a hand.
I will do that, Miss Schvetz, Hunter says.
Thank you.
All right, then.
He'll say one more thing. He'll say, the only other request I think I can think of then is, Miss Granger, I understand you were the victim of losing your magic, if reports are correct.
Yes, the rumors are true. Not that I would want anyone in this room to confirm such a rumor.
Albion would say, of course. I too, unfortunately, have lost my ability due to a mishap. So perhaps if the ministry has any sort of magical items that could aid us. Thankfully, I'm the only one of our group that is without magic, but obviously I feel pretty helpless going in to help the team without any sort of ability to cast magic. I don't know if the R's have any items, the R department.
That sounds like a good idea, Mr. Mermont. All right. I think that we've all laid out on the table all the information that each other has, so I would say get back together with your group, discuss it for as long as you need, and contact me within 24 hours for what you believe is the best course of action, and we'll take it from there.
Should we need extra forces, we can count on you for that.
Yes, I am ready to, as I said, try to acquire as many resources as your plan requires.
Now, Miss Granger, one more thing before we leave. And I think this is the most important thing if we're going to bring the fight to him. If we are going to fight him. See, if he can take magic out of a whole room, wizards aren't going to be enough. You need to contact presidents, prime ministers. Muggles need to know what is happening. They need to pick up their guns and point it to where it needs to be pointed.
From what I was told, that actually makes sense. I feel like this is a fight where the Muggles and the Nomads probably will put us at an advantage.
Definitely.
What was that you said, Albion? Something about how the magic has to go somewhere. Even if he removes magic from a magical being, it needs to go into a non-magical being. So if there's enough of us there, and not enough Muggles or Nomads there, he has no choice but to put the magic into one of them.
It's a
correct?
duck, duck, goose, essentially.
Exactly. I think that if we're able to dilute his hideout with non-magical beings, Muggles or Nomads, that actually would give us the upper hand. Ironically.
I like the sound of that, Miss Granger.
I think it's time that we embrace the two worlds working together for once. This probably will be the most important battle to do that.
All right. Well, unless there's anything else, Albion.
I don't think so.
Oh, I just got to say one more thing. There's a friend of ours who's looking down, and I think he'd be very happy to hear you say that. So, it means a lot to us that you said that.
Thank you for your time, she says. I will speak to you again in 24 hours. Good luck. And with that, we'll end the session there.
Oh no.
Your homework from now until the next session, which is a week, so I encourage you to discuss this as much as you'd like after today, is to come up with your plan as to how you're going to take down Fenrir Greyback. So you have a lead as to where he probably is hiding out. You have resources that Hermione could probably pull from, not just from her ministry, but the ministry from all around the world. Probably have resources that can help you. So next, the finale episode is going to be the final boss fight, as Leia has said. It's going to be the final showdown. So that is going to be the majority of the next session. So I am going to lean on you guys to determine. Yeah, I know, sweetheart. What is your plan? How are you going to do this? Knowing you know what powers he has, you know what abilities he has, so how are you going to counter each one? I highly suggest that you take some time to study up on how you would counter each one.
We gotta make some robots, Joe! Some
You guys,
robots blood manipulate.
I have so many plans. That's all I was doing this whole time you guys were talking, was thinking about how to stop him, and I have so many plans.
I got a few pretty stupid ones, and I'll run it by you guys later, but like, I got one for the time hoop that's really stupid, and I hope it works, but yeah.
And don't forget, you also have the other Zodiacs, all the Zodiac games people too. to help out.
Yeah.
Tritessa has dragons.
Yeah, like
Let
we
me
have
reiterate.
dragons.
Tritessa has Jurassic Park of dragons.
Yeah.
For
Like,
example.
we're gonna go flying, all of us in his own dragon. Like, come here, you bitch! You're so dead.
We need to get. He could also make like potions or like some kind of like stink bomb that's gonna disorientate him or like stun him for a bit, so that we
He
can
has
try.
a very fine scent because he's a werewolf, so that might actually work.